Chris, first of all, a huge congratulations on signing a new deal. How does it feel to commit the next few years of your career to this club?
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, buzzing to get it sorted. We've had a couple of conversations with people at the club, and it's something I wanted to get done straight away once those conversations started. So, really excited. For the next 2 seasons. Obviously, we've had a good start this year, and hopefully we can build on that start. But yeah, just really excited to be a part of this club for another 2 seasons.
It feels like there's a real positive buzz around the playing group at the minute about what we can achieve this season. What is it for you about this place that makes you feel so comfortable?
I think the lads, the group of lads that we've built over the last 3 or 4 seasons, or particularly since I come in, we're really close. There's a good group that there's not really many egos. We come into training and people talk about if you do something you love, you won't work a day, a hard day's work or whatever it is. But everyone really comes in and look forward to coming into training. So that's something that you start with really good, and then the training and what we do on the field. The detail from the coaching staff is really good, so that we're coming in, we're getting work done, and we really enjoy what we're doing. We all believe in it, and we just get behind each other and kind of get us through those tough periods in games, particularly.
And just reflecting on your journey so far since you made the move here from Hull KR, how have you assessed your own development as a player?
Yeah, I think obviously coming over from Hull KR, I'd had a couple of seasons at Super League and being full time, and I think that period probably helped me adjust to being a full time professional. But then coming to Salford, it was about that next step and that next opportunity for me to really establish myself, in a squad, in a 17, in a starting position. And it's probably not been, if you'd have asked me back then, it's not been something that I'd have said, oh yeah, I'll be playing this position or that position. But I've really enjoyed it. Obviously, coming in as probably a half-back and being able to cover a few positions has helped me. But working with, like as I've mentioned, roles in Ags and the various coaches over the last few seasons, it's really brought on my game and allowed me to be involved in that 17 week in, week out.
And it's quite funny when you look at your player profile on various websites. One, as your position as standoff, scrum half, hooker, second row, loose forward, and prop, funnily enough. Just talk to me about how you became such a versatile rugby league player.
I think I've always believed that I can play rugby, that I understand the game, and I've tried to understand each position to be able to help myself as a halfback, because you need to know what certain players are thinking in those positions. And through various injuries or different things in games, I've had to go and cover in this position or that position. So I've always felt like I've had confidence to play a number of positions and kind of do a job. But as I mentioned, trying to get myself in that 17 with the quality of the signings that we've made over the last few seasons with the likes of Brodie and Mark, 2 outstanding halfbacks, it could have been easy for me to, sit around and sulk and be happy not playing week in, week out, because it'd be tough. But, for me, I want to play week in, week out, and have, conversations with different coaching staff and getting opportunities in that loose forward or hooker role or whatever I'm needed has kind of enabled me to play a lot of minutes and a lot of games over the last few seasons, which I've really enjoyed. It's been tough at times, obviously, being a smaller bloke in the middle, but I tried to hold my own and do a good job for the team and for the club.
And we have such a small squad in comparison to the rest of Super League. How important does that make your role in the team, and how tricky is it actually adapting from position to position, game to game? Yeah,
I think like you say, maybe from the outside, people might think, oh, it's difficult because it's changing positions, but we do a lot of work on the training field with that people train in those different positions, because in rugby it's not like you're always going to be stood in the exact same position on the field defensively or in attack. And like we've mentioned, injuries might happen and we might need to shuffle things around. So we do a lot of training with that. And yeah, sometimes we have a joke about, oh, I'm fullback this week or at hooker the next week, and it can be interesting and difficult. But I try to have those conversations with the likes of Ryan at fullback or Brodie and Mark, so I'm aware of what they're working on this week or the moving forward, the plays that they're trying to discuss, and be a part of those conversations, so that if things do happen, or like last week, I'm going into 9, I've trained there, and I know what Aka's role is in the team, and if I know my role in that position, then hopefully the team can perform with me in there if we are missing anyone.
And I don't know how active you are on social media, but you're certainly a fan favourite for that very reason. How good is your relationship with our supporters?
Oh, I absolutely love the fans. Wherever we go, and particularly at home, I think on Saturday at the game, it was great having the fans on that far stand and created a really good atmosphere for that game. And yeah, get on really well with the fans. Obviously, I have a lot of time. I've been there myself as a fan before I got back into playing rugby at a professional level. So I know what it means. I know what it means for the fans that are from Salford and what they put into this club. And I think when we go out on the field, that's something that we really have behind us, is inspiring us to do well for the club and for the fans.
And we retained a lot of top talent in the off-season. You've now joined that list. How important is it to keep that core nucleus of the squad together if we want to compete for trophies?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think previously the club might have had players coming and going for various reasons, but something that Paul and Ian and King have spoke about is about keeping that core of the squad and trying to generate some momentum. We can't be good for sides trying to be successful, having constant turnover of players. I think that's true in any business or any environment. So really keeping the good players, the good environment, the squad that we have together is vital for us being successful this season and in the future.
Yeah, and trophies is the ultimate aim, right? We've came so close on a number of occasions now. How do we take that next step and bring some silverware to Salford?
I think that's what we're trying to do at the minute. We're really, pushing ourselves and not be happy with, just winning games or just scoring tries. We've looked at what other sides have done to win trophies and what standards are being set by successful teams in the past, and trying to recreate that in our own Salford version, whether that's defending or attacking, as we're quite well known for this season and last season. So, we're just really trying to hone in on those areas that we need to improve on week in, week out, and not letting up, being sort of relentless with the review of games and not just being happy that we've won and took 2 points or into the next round of the cup. It's about that bigger picture, as I've mentioned, for the club and for the fans.
Like you just said, progression in the cup last weekend, coupled with a positive start to the Super League season. How have you assessed the first few months of 2023?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. I think, when you come to the end of the season and you look back, you kind of talk about these games that you might have won or lost in verse, you're missing out on 2 points or whatever. So to get the wins that we've had this season has been exceptional. We've had to win them in different ways. We've not always been perfect, which we were at parts last season. So we know we're not where we want to be in order to win something at the end of the season. But that's what we're working towards and making sure we're peaking at the right time. So I think it's definitely been a good start to the season. We're keeping ourselves at the right end of the table, and we will keep moving forward. Now we've got a good run of fixtures going into the next round of the Challenge Cup, which is really exciting for the club, for the town and the fans.
And just finally, for yourself, what does the perfect next 24 months look like for Chris Atkin?
I think, as you mentioned, probably really adding a trophy, to the CV or to the club, and adding success for the club, because as you've mentioned, we've been so close a couple of times. I think the first season that I come in was off the back of obviously a grand final appearance, but then we made a Challenge Cup final where we come away unlucky, and there was no fans though, so they didn't get to experience that. So I think, really giving back something to the fans, that, we do get to a Challenge Cup and win it, we do get to a grand final, and we keep competing for us as a squad and Salford as a whole.
Chris, a huge congratulations again. We're all delighted that you're sticking around. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, thank you.